come to the end. I was just looking at the program for the first one of these, and I think it's interesting enough for me to actually try and get it up and show you how far we've come in the last 3 years. So the program for this one, get to a second. You're missing the best bit, you're missing me. They know exactly what they're missing. Right, okay. Okay, so 2013, as I mentioned at the beginning, I deliberately held this thing because the government was saying we are not interested in satellites for Australia, and we're not interested in launching them from Australia. So if you look at the program from that first meeting, right? So here we are, got launched from UK, Netherlands, Belgium, Brazil, blah blah, Woomera, Space Coordination Office, Donald Norler, still here after all these years, New Zealand, Norway, etc. Right? The bulk of the people speaking on that first day, not even from Australia. I think as we go through, you can see a lot of these again, a lot of names turning up for the second time. Or have I already gone to the second day? Oh no, it's only one day.
It was only one day.
It was only one day, right. But also if you look there's, I think there's only 2 startups, so Sabre Astronautics and Cubesat. That was it. That was 3 years ago. Now, I don't know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that is astounded at the difference between what we've seen over the last couple of days and where we were 3 years ago. Most of the stuff that people were saying 3 years ago was speculative. Oh, we are going to build a CubeSat and something or other. Now it's, here's our CubeSat, here it is, it's been launched, this is what's happened in its lifetime, it's had these problems, and so on. We're talking about real stuff. So this series of workshops has sort of spanned that period from total speculation when nothing really was going on to now when things are really getting real and really starting to get exciting with the Space Agency, which will hopefully accelerate that even further. So in terms of numbers, Cheryl is here. She, oh actually, and yesterday Mark from Cubesat kindly thanked us for running the event and said, running events is hard. That's right, Mark, running events is hard. Now, I would like everyone to thank Cheryl for the effort that she's made. Normally at the end of the thing, she's still sitting outside doing something useful. Not that you're doing anything useless at the moment, of course. Yeah, and certainly she had a lot more of a role in putting the program together this year than I did, for instance. So, yes, thanks very much to her for that program. I think the quality of the program, a lot of people have come up to me and said, that was really, really good. I mean, for instance, you look at the launch session where we had 7 players, right? Where if we go back to 2015, really there wasn't much there at all. Certainly from Australia, not much content. So I think particularly that's the area where we've seen the most solid advances. But obviously that discussion about having 85 space startups now compared with 2 then is also quite a dramatic change. I had a brief word. Ian Cartwright has just left quarter of an hour, half an hour ago, and he has suggested some changes. I mean, when we were in the last meeting, we had a discussion like this at the end, and we said, oh, should we run it in 2 years again, which is the gap between the first 2? And everyone's going, yeah, maybe a year and a half. And that's about as far as we got. Because things happen so rapidly, we thought, oh, gee, we're really going to have to run it every year. And I think we can probably now establish this as an annual review. Ian made some suggestions. He apparently attends a number of CubeSat events internationally, in the US and I think in the UK. And he's going to send some of his ideas through in writing, but some of them have to do with, for instance, as an audience, we might have got more out of that first session this morning if the presenters were on a panel. They got up and said their 5 minutes worth, and then we had more of a debate, more interaction with the audience. I think some of the stuff we had this afternoon, where the startups get up and tell us what they're doing, that's fine. I think that works quite well. So I'd be very happy if anyone else has got any other ideas about how we can improve the event, what they would like to see for next time. If you want to put up your hand to help organise in some way for next time, that would be great. I don't see any reason for having a discussion now unless someone wants to say something in particular. Elias?
Maybe sponsorship for next time as well?
Oh, sponsorship for this event has been particularly important because, as you all know, this was a free event. The sponsorship did not fully cover our costs for this time, so we certainly would like to concentrate more on sponsors for the next event, certainly. So certainly if any of you are from organisations that could consider sponsoring, that could be one way you could help out for next time. Anyone else? Everyone really wants to go? All right, no, so the decision really is, I think, let's do it annually. I don't think I'll get too much pushback from that. I imagine by next year things will have changed completely again and we'll be discussing a whole lot of interesting new things. So anyway, what I would like you all to do is to thank all of your fellow presenters because I think we've had an excellent couple of days and see you next year.